Welcome everyone right here to the Day Trade Masters live broadcast right on YouTube with myself, Nico, lead analyst and trainer with bitcointaf.com. The first one of many. So I'm glad everyone is joining. I've got my eye here on the YouTube channel and just checking if there's any questions. So you will see there on the top right is a chat channel that you can use. Please use the chat channel for any questions that you might have. I will keep on monitoring that whilst we have this presentation about a very important subject. And just a little bit background of myself. I am, like I said, lead analyst and trainer at bitcointaf.com. I also run the ultimate trading course on bitcointaf.com. So the ultimate trading course, quite a very vast course, trading university, if you even want to call that. And we can quickly dive in and just check it out on the Bitcoin Taf website. So let's quickly check in on bitcointaf.com. Let me just go there. So bitcointaf.com, it is right there. You got your products, you got your home, you got all sorts of goodies here. Got some crypto news, events, team. You're gonna go look out our team, NFTs. There's even reviews, a quiz, very cool. If you want to get in the quiz and see what type of trader you are, you can always drop in there. And also whisper drop, more about our whisper drop that we are doing on bitcointaf.com. But we are here today for day trading and medium-term trading and looking at all of those beautiful subjects. So let's quickly go into the products and go to all products. You can do that, as well as you will see on the left-hand side is a filter. You can go and filter here and you will see there's medium-term day trade master. So if you just click on that and filter, you'll come to a selection of products that shows you DTM, day trade masters. We have MTT. We have the ultimate trading course, and then we also have the ultimate DeFi course that we will definitely get in with a little bit later as well and discuss that. But yes, the ultimate trading course, this is where we teach everyone technical analysis. This is where we go and teach you a strategy, a very important strategy, by using a strategy that we've designed over a couple of years and took all the best tools and run them down and fine-tune them to bring it to you so that you don't have to struggle and you don't have to go around and wonder what to do. Now, in the Day Trade Masters or the Ultimate Day Trading course, the Day Trade course core, we teach you everything, like I said, analysis-wise, and we use a strategy based on a detonator indicator. So we'll get in with the detonator indicator as well a little bit, talk about that, but you can also come here and come look at this. There is a new student Q&A if you want to listen. I believe this was Sam when he started the Ultimate Trading course with us. He's got it's just his input and review regarding that. You can also come here and see there's a little free exit if you want to see what day trading course is all about. Yeah, and just go read through them. You can see also we have a lot of modules here, 6 modules of pre-recorded chapters. So please go check it out as well. We are very proud and happy to give all of this to our students that we currently have and all the future students that you can have a look on this. But to get back to the more exciting stuff is today we're going to focus on trend lines. Now, I've heard this a lot. What is a trend line? People want those trend lines. Is trend lines important? What do we do? What do we use them for? And do we teach that too in the Ultimate Trading course? Yes, we do. It's a very important thing, or not thing, a very important skill to master. And trading is a skill. I don't know why people think it's not. Trading is definitely a skill. You need to go and learn to build up these skills. It's not just something you can grab out of air, or you can just climb in with a chart and look at the chart and start trading. There's no such thing. People that says there is lying. The thing is, trading is a skill, and it's something we need to practice every day. It's like gym. You need to go and practice weights. You need to do cardio. You need to get fit. There's only one way to get fit and to get muscles, all those nice of be fit, is to exercise each day. And the same thing with trading. And this is what we also teach you in UTC, is back testing. That little word back testing. And I think we're going to do a little bit of back testing today. So we're going to learn a little bit about trend lines. Now, remember, we delve deep into these type of strategies and skills and techniques in the Ultimate Trading course as well. So we dive deep in there, teach you all we know about, say, trend lines, about pattern analysis, candlestick analysis, all of those beautiful things as well. Also with the bitcointaf.com. we have a great product called Chart Patterns, and we will, from today onwards, with DTM here, we'll also look at the pattern of the week. So we will also discuss the pattern of the week today. So that's just a little bit of a rundown of what is expected with this show today. I am planning to do this every week, every Tuesday, so please come join us every Tuesday. I will delve into a lot of facets about analysis. I will dive into a lot of techniques just to help you out a bit, just to get you started, so you just have that basic little knowledge of what we're doing, and then you can also come and look at all our courses on bitcointaf.com as well. Let me just jump in here and see. There's no questions yet, but wow, 20 viewers already. So welcome everyone. Glad that you are joining me here. I love it. So let's get started. I'm just going to dive into our trading view here. Let me just get there, back to our trading view. I just got a little chart here. I decided Bitcoin, why not? Take Bitcoin on a 7-day. A lot of people ask me about this 7-day time frame. So I always say I like the 7-day above the weekly. It's the same, basically the same thing. But 7 days is just, I don't know, it's a better fit for me, and it shows me, I don't know, here and there it shows me a little bit more better data. So if you go here to your type of time frame here, something that you can maybe start implementing, I like it. I'm a 7-day, I'm not a weekly, I'm more on a 7-day type of time frame. But remember, 7-day is very, very zoomed out. And this is where I like to start with all my analysis. So everything you teach in Ultimate Trading Course is what we do. We start from the zoomed out view like this. We cannot go and zoom in. We can't do that. We need to zoom out and see what the charts are showing us. So first of all, let me just scroll up here. Now you can see I wrote something here. It says, have you ever missed a trade because you couldn't spot the trend? Trend lines can fix that. Never a more clear and definite statement have been made. Yes, the trend is your friend. I don't know if anyone has ever heard the trend is your friend. Yes, the trend. Trend meaning these candles that's running here. And if you're still starting with trading, if you're very, very new to trading, a candle or a candlestick or a candle that's forming, these red and green little forming particles here, or data, pieces of data that represents the price here on the right hand side over time here at the bottom. So remember, this is always time at the bottom over price right here, and this is where these candles forms. And we need to understand that with each time frame that we choose, and like I said, we're on the 7-day, each candle is 7 days long. So each candle here represent 7 days. Now our most newest candle, or we actually call it the naked candle, can you believe it? The naked candle right here, that's our most newest forming candle that we look at. It's always a very important one. So yeah, Bitcoin did tremendously well so far. We are quite at a higher high right now. Everyone saw that in the news quite recently. But yes, let's get back to that statement. Have you ever missed a trade because you could not spot the trend? Trend lines can fix that, yes. So there's nothing currently on this chart. I know if you open TradingView, and for those of you that's also new to trading, TradingView is mostly the go-to for planning out trades. This is like if you think about a architect that starts with a drawing in his drawing board. Now the same with TradingView. TradingView is a drawing board for us. We plan everything here. We can go really quite very creative on TradingView. I myself an artist. I love drawing, so this is just second nature for me to come and choose lines and just start drawing. I believe. I mean, for instance, if you go underneath here on the left-hand side, and for everyone that's new, on the left-hand side is your tool palette. This is your tool palette in TradingView. You'll see on the left-hand side right here, there is a brush tool. I mean, you even got a brush tool. You can start doing quite a lot of things. You can start indicating things. It's beautiful that you can use these type of tools that's to our disposal to indicate things on the chart. And this is what we're going to do. All of this is your planning board. It's where you plan things. So don't feel too conservative when using this. You can go really mad on here. You can plan, you can draw, you can do whatever you want on this panel. So okay, let's get into trend lines. Now, what is a trend line? Now we have established now that this is a trend. all these forming candles are trends. You'll see there is this blue line. You might ask, Nico, what's this blue and green line here? What is that? We haven't seen that before. That, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, is the detonator A. Now that's one of the indicators that we use in the Ultimate Trading course or at Day Trade Masters and MTT. We really go and watch this indicator a lot because this indicator teaches us a lot. But we will still dive in these future calls of Day Trade Masters analysis. We'll still dive into that. But I'm just going to switch that off for now. Then we just have the trend here. So this is it. This is the naked trend. So now a trend line, that already gives you that little hint. A trend line. Now it's a line that we can use to draw on the trend with. Now, TradingView again, you can see on the left hand side, gives us quite a number of tools we can use. Let me just see if there are any questions yet. No questions yet. But thank you for all the views. Everyone is coming on board. It's great to see everyone here. Let me just jump back in with TradingView here. So with TradingView, gives us quite a lot of trend line tools, or tools we can use. Now this here on the left hand side, all these tools here that I'm pointing out here are tools that you can use. Now again, in the Ultimate Trading course, we dive deep into each tool. I believe the chapter that we use in Ultimate Trading course, diving into the tool palette alone, is like almost 4 or 5 hours. So yeah, we go really deep. We really go deep. We also teach you everything here around what's going on here on top, as well as what's going on the right hand side, especially here with the object tree, a very, very cool tool that we use as well. But getting back to the trend lines, underneath you will see here's a cross. These are more cursors. These are not cursors, so I'm going to curse you, no, like cursors to show or indicate. Like I've got currently this little what they call it, a cross on. So wherever I go with my mouse, there's a cross, and you can see there's also a vertical and horizontal line in the cross as you move around, which is a nice navigation for you. You can also have a dot, you can have an arrow. It's even in a demonstration mode, but I like the cross, so I'll keep it on there. Now right underneath it, you'll go here, you'll see there's a flyout called Trendline Tools. Now Trendline Tools is where all the fun happens. And like we said, we're going to learn a little bit about Trendline Tools today. But here you can see the plethora and amount of Trendline tools you have to your disposal in TradingView, where you can plan out. I mean, you got trend line, you got ray lines. Ray line, very important. There is a secret technique that we use and we teach. UTC. This is one of the lines you cannot actually go without. A ray line. We've got another name for it too, but I'll keep it with a ray line. We've got info lines. We've got extended lines, trend angles. We've got horizontal line, horizontal ray, vertical line, cross line. And then we go to channels. There's channel tools. There's regression trend. Wow, now we're getting deep. Like I said, this is almost university. Trying to look at all these trend lines and understand them is quite important, but it's so exciting too. I love this. Pitchforks, there's a lot of pitchforks. Now what's beautiful and what people don't really know is with the detonator we provide you in the Ultimate Trading course, you get an inbuilt pitchfork tool that goes with the indicator, which is so cool. So you don't have to come choose them here, but here is still a manual approach of also doing any type of pitchfork here at the bottom. But we are starting with the basics today. We're going to trend lines. So what is a trend line? Now I chose a trend line here. It's also Alt-T if you are big on shortcuts. I am. I use, say, a lot. You can see a lot of these are also little stars next to all the lines here. Now what's very important too to remember is when you star something, if you start ray in there, something like this happens here at the bottom. You get a palette like this. I've hidden it away a little bit here at the bottom, but if you bring it up a bit, this is a shortcut menu in TradingView you can also create for yourself. So whatever tool that you choose here and you go in and give like a little star, it falls right here in your little pen. Oops. Falls right here in your shortcut toolset. Now I've got quite a lot already. I mean, I've been trading a long time, so there's a lot of these secret and nice tools that I use that goes into this tool palette. But what we focus on is first is this trend line tool, Alt-T. So I select it now, and how do we pull it? How do we draw it? You just click once, and you'll now see, okay, there it is now. It's got like an axis here. And now if you extend with your mouse and your cursor, you can go anywhere with this point. You can go point it anywhere. You can point it down, you can point it up, you can do whatever you want or whatever direction you want to do. And again, when you click again, second time, whoop, and there's your trend line tool. That's the nice part. So we've got our first tool that we've drawn here on the chart. Now another thing is, once you have drawn this, you can now start manipulating it. So it's not set in stone. You can now go to the end point, or you can go to the beginning point of this line. Meaning you can now go select this point, say here, and drag it up again. Or you can go and adjust it. You can make it longer, taller, shorter, whatever you want to do with it, you can do that. So this is how easy it is. And there's your first trend line. So why a trend line? Because we're working with the trend, the trading trend here. So this line can now be used to put on top of this trend line. You can adjust it if you even want it to go to the top of that trend right there at the end, adjust it like this, you can do that. So I suggest you start playing with this, as it is quite fun. And I'm going to show you today as well what this can also show you and why it's so important in trading. So going back to the trend line, you can also delete it. Let me just show you all the features of it. You can delete this if you want to. If you don't need it, you can just click on it and press delete on the keyboard. Or you can delete it with, you'll see once you've drawn this, once you've drawn a trend line and you click on it, there a little box appears. You got all your particulars and all your settings for this trend line that you pull, you got right here. So you can also, you'll see at the end there's a remove. You can delete it there. Let's pull another one. 1, 2. Now you got all your settings there. Now if you click on this trend line and you go here, you can go and choose the width of it. It can be thick. It can be very fine. I know a lot of people like it so you don't really see it. You can do it there too. I like it here on its second setting. It gives me quite enough view, especially if I'm planning out my charts. It gives me a lot of reference, and it's not too thick, it's not in the way, so I'd rather stick it to 2 pixel. And if you click on it again, you have a color one. You got a color, you can adjust your color right here. So you got black, you can adjust it to red, you can adjust it to blue, you can adjust it to any color you would like. On Ultimate Trading course, we do use coding, or not coding, color coding, I mean, color coding. So we have red lines for some things, we have yellow lines for some things, so or black lines for some things that we like to indicate. But this is how simple it gets. And what's the beautiful thing of this too is you can go and text it too. You can add text. So your text can say, let's make it also black color. And if you go into this little scroll wheel settings, you can create a text. So let's say I am a trend line. There we go. You can also go and choose then, where do you want it? Do you want it in the center? Do you want it left? Do you want it on the right hand side? Do you want it wherever you want? And I highly suggest that you start naming trend lines too, because it gives you quite a nice aid once you open your chart to see what that trend line is about, so you don't forget. So you can write, you can also put it in the middle of the trend line, or in the bottom, or on top. The beautiful thing is too, you can adjust the size of the font of this. You can make it really big, I am a trend line, or you can make it small. It's really up to you. Remember, the chart is your planning. The chart's going to be your planning, your drafting table. It's where you reign. You are king here, so you can do whatever you want here. So what you feel, if you feel creative and you want to do this stuff, do it. Nothing stops you, as long as this chart is helping you with future trades. So okay, that's basically the basics of a trend line and what you can do and the properties that's attached to a trend line like this. But how do we implement a trend line? What do we do with or implement a trend line? How do we use it? So I'm just going to say, just take that text away. I'm not going to name it for now. But what we basically do or use trend lines for is to indicate or to start planning out for ourselves. So let's go to Bitcoin here at this little section here in 2022. We did this little double top. Now we'll get still into patterns a bit later, but a double top, you can see there's a 1, 2 double top that happened here. Now trend lines become very nice if you start connecting candles with candles. Candles in the past to candles in the front. And what we can do here is we can start connecting candles. So what I like to do is I always like to connect candles. And a beautiful thing that also happens in a trend, once you do this, and just by simply moving that line diagonally like this, something happens here. I can see something happening. Can you? Right here. We already have a bit of a resistance there. We have a little bit of resistance there. We have resistance here. And we have a breakout over the trend line right here. So you had resistance, resistance. That's on a little break a little bit out, but something else also happened here. The trend line broke through the trend line, or the trend broke through the trend line here, going to the bottom. So it looked like in this time or space, in this time, if you go and measure this time here, the bottom, the whole time the trend was underneath this one trend line and only broke out here. So what does that tell us? It's a very important point that I want to make. It tells us trend lines can actually tell us when a trend breaks out. So when it goes past this resistance level, at a trend line say showing resistance as it did here in 3 spots, it starts breaking out here. So that's a very, very important point of a trend line that I want to make. And this is a useful tool that you can use for yourself. Now, like I said in the Ultimate Trading course, we dive so much deeper into everything we need to look for and everything that a trend line can do, breaking out of this trend line. So please go check it out. I've got the links in the description below as well. Check out those courses because we definitely show you what next, what to do here, for instance, right here, what to do in this point here, what to do there. But what I wanted to, just as basic understanding of a trend line, what we can use trend lines for is definitely a breakout confirmation. A breakout confirmation, for instance, right there. You can see, let me just pull that little line there. It's like right there, you can see when we had that breakout. That trend line told us, hey, look at this. We are breaking out. We're not keeping underneath this line anymore. We're not underneath that roof anymore. Even if you want to think of it as a roof of a house. We broke out of the roof. We're over the house. We're on our way upwards, which did happen. So if you take anything away today from this is remember a trend line can be used to show you support and resistance of a trend and a breakout of a trend too. So that's basically what I wanted everyone to see today of what we do use trend lines for. Like I said in the Ultimate Trading course, we do delve deep into this type of strategies too. We even go further. We use the detonator indicator to help us further see the top of momentum. When will it break the trend line? But yes, the indicator shows us even when, at what point can we expect the market to go down or what point the market can go up. And according to that, we can start doing our signals and we can show you and help you with our Day Trade Master subscription or MTT or both of where these type of breakouts going to be, which levels you can use to trade from to another point. But like I say, it's very important if you have not done the training yet, it's very important to get your skills up. You need to train. I always make the joke. I always say, a doctor, will you let a doctor operate on you who has not gone and studied, who doesn't have a medical degree? Will you allow that? No, I won't. I'll run far away because I would like to know that doctor has had the skill, he had the training, he worked under other type of doctors to get his skill to come, do surgery on me. So same thing, we need to be very, very vigilant and we need to skill ourselves up. And the only way we can do this is with the right courses. And like we said, bitcointaf.com provides all those courses for you, from fundamentals course right through to the Ultimate Trading course. Then, very excited about this. Then, we're going to look at the first pattern we'll look at. So the first thing we'll look at is I'm going to take what I just showed on trend lines and I'm going to bring it in a context of let's use it in a pattern. And here's a little secret for you. I don't know if people know that. New people might not know that, or new traders. But a trading pattern is just two trend lines together, if you want to think about it. Or the way two trend lines are drawn. That's that. That's how easy it is. People tend to get very confused with trading patterns. Oh no, what is this? This is a wedge, and that is a fork, and that is, to me, when I started trading, I was very, very confusing too. So what do we do? What is that? Yes, trend lines. A pattern is nothing more than a couple of trend lines, 1, 2, or 3, or 4, together to make a type of pattern. So today, going into the pattern of the week, I'll decide falling wedge. So let's do a falling wedge. And we already basically drawn a falling wedge here. People didn't realize. But we already draw a falling wedge here. Now, what is a falling wedge? Now, we need to think. It's basically, we need to be, let's get there to, where's my drawing tool? Did it not go away? Yeah, here's my brush tool. A falling wedge. Now, you need to think. There is usually rising wedges and there's falling wedges. But today we're going to focus on the falling wedge. Falling wedge, meaning it's falling, it's going down. The proof is in the name, as they say. So let's go back here to where we were, the trend line. So we've got the one trend line running right here. As I say, you can it shows you resistance against the stop trend line until it breaks out. Now, if we enclose this into a pattern, if we want to make this, say, a triangle, what do we need to do? Yes, we just need to draw another trend line. So I'll bring another trend line, and I'll see at the bottom where the candle or the wicks and the candles came together in some positions. We teach you in UTC what we mean by these type of positions of candles right here. But I'm just going to draw another one here, like so. And I'm very pedantic when it comes to candle or to patterns. I like to indicate for myself what is the top trend line and what's the bottom trend line. And that's another thing that you need to understand about a trading pattern is you got a top trend line, you got a bottom one. Okay? You can also have a middle one, but let's make it easy today. Let's make it just, say, a normal triangle. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this type of move formation and just do that. We can now basically extend these lines. As you can see, if we take that, what we did in basics, if you take this end of the line, you can actually extend it a little bit. But right here at the bottom, this one I usually like to make red. It just gives me, I now know this is a bottom trend line for me, a bottom of this pattern. And just by pulling these two pattern lines, or just by drawing these, or pulling these two trend lines, we have a pattern. So if you look now, I take my brush tool, if you look right between these two patterns, you have a falling wedge. This is what this triangle is indicating. Just by pulling two trend lines, you get a falling wedge. So that is how easy it is. We have our first falling wedge. Did the falling wedge work out? Yes, because look what the trend did. The trend went from here, kicked against there, that roof there, came back to the ground here, kicked against that roof there again, came to the ground, and went up and kicked against that roof again before starting to, oh, I want to get out now, and started moving upwards. So this is what a falling wedge also means. It's a downwards facing, remember, downwards facing pattern that turns around and goes upwards, meaning it shows what? A bullish pattern. Yes, this is a bullish pattern. Now, what is bull? Now, there's a lot of people that can say, bull, do you mean like you're talking bull, or what do you mean by bull? No, bull means a bull and bear situation. Have you ever heard of bull and bear? Bull means a trend moving upwards. Bear means a trend moving downwards. And there is a lot of speculation where those names started. I can go and we can do a whole chapter about that. But as long as you know is bears Big bears run upwards, and big bulls. Sorry, I'm mistaken here. Big bulls run upwards, and bears comes downwards. And Corey Gardner, one of my the lead analysts and trainers at DTM, he always says the bull takes the stairs and the bears jump out the window. So that's a saying that he also has in trading. So as long as you understand that this is a bullish reversal pattern. Bullish reversal. Why bullish? Because it is going downwards, but at the end of the day it indicates a bullish reversal. It's reversing from going down upwards. So that's what we mean by bullish reversal pattern. Very simple, very easy to understand. You can now start drawing your own falling wedges. Go check out that booklet. We discuss a lot more in the pattern of the week. We discuss more in that is basically it for today. So I just wanted to jump into that. We will do this every Tuesday. We will discuss some trading analysis and tools and techniques. That's fun to know. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone that joined me here today. I just want to make sure, is there any questions here? Right, let's quickly see. Bishop Jackson says, hey Nico, what coin are you looking at? The chart on 360 is not. I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart here. Looking at the Bitcoin chart here, Jackson. That is for sure Bitcoin 7-day on Bitfinex. It's just a normal chart. I didn't really decide any chart. We can look at other charts too, as we do this every Tuesday. But yeah, this is a Bitcoin chart. Bishop said Bitcoin. Thanks, Bishop. Louise, do you trend line save? Do the trend lines save if I exit? Yes, they do. Very, very good question. Once you are logged into TradingView, you will have your name on there. You are registered in it, and it will then save your charts for you. Especially, and remember, there's two types of TradingView charts, or there's two types of TradingView views. There's the desktop version, and there's the online version. So you can use a browser to be on TradingView or the desktop. I use the desktop. Much better. It doesn't take so much data, as well as you can have a lot of tabs open and it saves. So please remember to also save that. But definitely we can get into some TradingView basics too and look at that. But yeah, thanks for those questions. Cool, thanks. So thanks guys, yeah, thanks for joining us here. 42 people views, 42 people joining. Thanks so much. It's great to see everyone here. I'll definitely see you next week here again on Tuesday. If this become popular, it will be great if you can tell your friends and your family to join us too. We'll get into some nice and great just trading basics, and this is what we want to provide you at bitcointaf.com. If you want to dive deeper in, please look at our foundational courses. Please look at the ultimate trading course, where we definitely dive very deep into analysis with all this kind of fun things, as well as you get the detonator indicator with as well. So I can't trade without that tool. It's a tool we put together. It's great, profitable. We exclusively also use it at DTM and MTT. So please have a check on that, and we'll definitely see each other again next week. So please keep safe trading, good risk management, and hope to see each other real soon again. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and see each other. Bye bye.